Today, we have a very special guest. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who competes next Friday, November 11th at Who's Number One on Flow Grappling against Luke Griffith. He is Assembly Jiu-Jitsu's very own Haisam Rida. Haisam, what is up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Can't complain. Thank you, guys. How you all doing, man? I'm excited to be back on the podcast again.
Oh yeah, man. I'm glad to be back with you.
Yeah.
I missed you last time, so I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, John, you were gone. That's true. Well, man.
Yeah, man. How you been?
I've been good. I went to Atlanta.
Last time you were out there, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm here to restore order. So.
I love it.
Let's go.
Well, Haisam, right off the top, we have to ask, because last time we talked to you, you said that you weren't competing until Who's Number One. At least that's what we thought you said. But then you just did the IBJJF no-gi pans last week. So was that something that like you had planned to do, or did it just kind of last minute you decided you were going to hop in it?
Yeah, it's almost like a last minute thing. I just decided to hop in it, and just to stay active, for me, IBJJF at this point, it's more like staying active and then trying to work on new stuff and all that stuff, So obviously I want to win, but it didn't go my way. And it's like I lost in the finals. And but like you said, it was just like a last minute decision to happen. I went in there, things didn't go my way. I lost in the final, but you know how it goes, like IBJJF is still my cup of tea, but
sure,
because the rule set makes it very hard to like just keep the pressure on your opponent, So just use it to stay active at this point, I'll say.
Absolutely, man. Hey, silver medal is not bad. I mean, like you said,
for the last minute just to jump in and catch a silver. I mean, let's go.
Yes, sir.
It's better than most. Yeah, absolutely. So let's just jump in, man. Let's talk about your upcoming match with Luke Griffith. Luke is a new wave guy, training with John Donaher, Gordon Ryan, for people who don't know. But just your overall thoughts initially on the matchup. And when you got offered it, what, was it, I'm sure you said yes immediately, but just your overall thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, like when I saw him, I don't know, I think I saw one of his fights last year, was it? No, actually it was early this year. We were on the same card, but he fought Joe Daiskim. Sorry, I made his name right now, but that's when I first noticed him. I kind of knew about him. And he won, and he was like 6'5", and I was like, okay, this is another new guy that eventually I'm gonna ace him. I knew instantly, it's just like he's a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight 6'5" dude, So I kind of knew. I knew it was only a matter of time. So when they reach out and offer the fights, I've been ready, and that's my style, And I want this challenges like that, challenges like Luke Griffith. Somebody's gonna match my height. I feel like we match up really, really well physically. So, man, I'm just excited and looking forward to it, man. And then when I had the fight, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's make it happen. So, and I'm sure on his side, too, he was excited about it. And then he accepted it. And then, here we are. Today's the 30th. I think we are
1 week almost.
Days away, something like that.
Yeah, when this comes out, it'll be like a week and a half away. But, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, we are a week away. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, cool.
So,
I'm looking forward to put on the show, man. I'm excited.
So the question I had for you, or was going to have for you, is: so you've gone from you had ADCC a few months ago, and then we had the IBJJ pans, and then now you're going into Who's Number One. Those are all three different rule sets. What's it like preparing? With different rule sets like that. Does it affect training much? Do you think about that a lot going in? Like, what's it like for you?
Yeah, I mean, the different rule set. I'm always gonna understand the rule set I'm competing in, and trying to work on what suits or what's right in the moment. But, at the end of the day, I just trying to help the best jiu-jitsu to answer for every type of rule set. And it doesn't matter the rule set, man. It's just like I'm trying to go for the kill. And it doesn't matter. EBI rule set, Who's Number One. Once you get the finish, it's over. So
do you think
that's always my mindset? Yes,
do you think there's a certain rule set that maybe caters to guys who, like you're always going for the kill? Like, as you said, sometimes with certain rule sets, it may be a little harder.
Yeah, definitely. So there's some rule set that not my favorite. IBJJF, for example, when you gave up early points, like my finals, I don't know why I gave up quick points and then I just couldn't get back. The guys do their best to stay away, which we have like Who's Number One, ADCC, where it's like literally you've been having a takedown early in the fight doesn't mean nothing. It's stuff like that. You have to do jiu-jitsu. Where I feel like for me, my style is like when you keep attacking is when I have the opportunity to attack back, to counter and all that stuff. It's very hard to do that when you just like playing defensively and all that stuff. So yeah, for sure. Definitely, I have favorite rule set, and who's number one rule set is one of my favorites. So man,
Gotcha.
I'm just excited, man. It's excited.
Yeah, your finals match in IBJJF, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it seemed like the first 2 points that that he scored, you were pulling guard, I thought, and it seems like they gave him takedown points. Was that?
Yeah.
Did I see that right?
I was a little confused, but also you can argue that he had the double underhook, so he almost had it. But also, I was like, and to be fair too, I just didn't really care about the point. I thought I could just go down and then get the elimination, but I didn't win out. And that day was also a mess, bro. Like the organization was fucked. I had my first fight in like 11 a.m. I have to wait all the way to like 6 p.m. All my was in the arena. I warmed up, took a nap, warmed up again. It's like,
watched a movie.
Now it's like, okay, we're gonna go, and like, right away. I didn't have time or anything like that. And then I was okay, let's go, let's get over this, which, but hey, it is what it is. I knew. I'm not gonna say everything went perfectly or making excuses now. I knew what went wrong in my head. I knew what I had to work on, even in this upcoming fight, and I just make some adjustments. That's what it is. Just gotta keep going, man. Just gotta keep going.
Absolutely. Off that like kind of preparation question that Brandon had, when you are going into like one of these like one-off matches as opposed to like a tournament, do you go in with like a specific game plan? So like when you're looking at this match with Luke, do you have like a specific game plan for him, or is your training just and preparation just still focused on like your own game and just being as prepared as you can for wherever the match goes?
Yeah, obviously, that another reason for another reason why I like the who's number one is obviously I gotta worry about this time. And then obviously, yes, I try to study my opponent, see what they're good at, see what they are not good at, and all that stuff, and prepare for that. So yeah. In this situation, I usually just prepare and then make sure I understand his strength, his weakness, and everything like that, and what he's probably gonna try to attack on me, and then just be ready for that. It's just a one fight, me and him, and I'm sure he's doing the same with me too. So yeah. The guy's gonna get the win, and I'm looking to go for the kill at the end of the day. And man, at the end of the day too, it doesn't matter trying to get that finish. It's gonna be quick or it's gonna take 10 minutes. Whenever, that's what I'm looking for eventually, So yeah, we're gonna get there.
Absolutely. I'm billing this as the Battle of Africa. I mean, obviously, you're from Ghana, Luke's from South Africa.
Hey, man, another reason, like, that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
Well, and to my knowledge, I mean, I would have to say you guys are the best two African jiu-jitsu born competitors to probably ever come off the continent. I mean, unless you know more than I do, I'm sure. But does that add any extra excitement to this matchup for you, knowing that, there's got to be a sense of rivalry there for you, right? A little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm looking to I'm representing the West Africa. He's from the South.
Yep.
So there's always gonna be rivalry like that. But man, it shows how big the sport is now. How much Jews have grown. And to have two people who were born in Africa to like headline a card like who's number one in Dallas, like arguably one of the best jiu-jitsu events after ADCC, I'll say Nogi events, So yeah, that's huge. That's huge for our motherland, and I'm sure most people are gonna be watching from Africa. I get a lot of friends from there. They're like, "Yo, this is cool. We know this guy. We train with him." And I went to Angola and all that stuff and did some super fights and all that stuff. And I think maybe one of those times when I was there, he probably he's seen me when I was there, and I think I've kind of heard about him, but to see where we are, how far we both came, and to headline that, that's a win for Africa. And at the end of the day, man, I gotta represent the West, man. That's where we're from, and let's go.
So with that, do your family and friends realize how known you've became in this community, or they still kind of just think you're just still training, or do they know like the level that you've put yourself on at this point?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially after ADCC, man, now it's just like it went overnight. Before they were like, he does the jiu-jitsu guy, this and that. But now they see it. Even people who are not into jiu-jitsu, they were listening to Joe Rogan and that podcast where he just like talk about me, and then people were just going crazy like, "Yo, you and Joe Rogan, this and that." And man, you have the video from Cyborg is still going viral, which is crazy to me. It's like crazy to me, and I feel like everybody has seen it at this point, So finally, I'm getting messages from our friends and like even the media from Ghana, like finally getting that recognition. They're like, "Yo, you're the guy. We never had a Ghanaian guy represent us and like stuff like this." And to be fair, it means a lot to me, to be able to, because it's always been a goal for me, to represent my country. I didn't know how I could do it, but if I can do it through you to inspire the kids, like we discussed this before in the previous podcast, to me, that's one of what I like to do this, to be an inspiration for the kids that are from my part of the world, because I know how hard it is. If they can use me as an inspiration, I feel like I'm doing something good out here. So let's go.
Absolutely, yeah. I knew there had to be like that competitive, but there definitely is, I'm sure, something to celebrate there for both of you guys. Absolutely. I think that's all, and I'm glad that it's also translating back home for you guys as well, hopefully, and getting people excited over there. Because you've just seen, even in mixed martial arts, that African explosion into mixed martial arts, it's massive, man. So I mean, there's no reason why jiu-jitsu can't have that same exposure, and you two being the faces of that, I think, is just awesome.
Yes, sir. Let's go. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Can I ask, because I have not seen, what weight is this at?
It's a heavyweight. It's a 205 plus.
205 plus. Okay, so after ADCC, because obviously, you did compete at the 99 plus. So is that like you're committed to the future of that? Because I know you've competed at that 205.
I competed at 205. My initial plan was to move back to 205, but bro, I'm getting way too many opportunities at heavyweight now. It's like, okay, I think I gotta stuck here. I'm stuck here now,
Sure.
And I'm just working to get my weight up, get my weight up, get my strength up, get everything right. And then I feel like, I can still hang with the heavyweights. I got what it takes. I have the strength, the height, the athleticism, the speed. So why not? Let's go.
So that's it. So that's the future. Everything's gonna be the plus.
Unless I get like super good money to make back to 205. Going back to 205 is gonna be fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. well, that's what I had to ask, because the main event of this WNO card is Pedro Mourinho versus Giancarlo Bodoni for the 205-pound title. So you've got a 5-1 record in WNO. If you were to win, you would move to 6-1. So it's kind of like, man, you win, maybe you go out there. Maybe you call the champ out. I don't know.
If I get the title fight, for sure, I might go down there for it.
Sure.
You making all them gains in the gym is probably gonna make it hard to get back down to that 205.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro. You be going up there.
There it is.
Yeah. So with that, with you doing, your level of competition is jumping. You're doing some serious cross training and traveling. So what is that recovery process like for you now, to make sure that you're staying as healthy as possible? Because with jiu-jitsu, you're never 100%. There's always something that's a little But what are you doing to train at a highest level for these highest level guys, but also staying as healthy as possible?
Yeah, I mean, like, just trying to eating the right stuff, for my recovery. I got my supplements company that like helped me with all the fuels that I need. And shout out to Design for Sport, DFS, man. Without them, it's gonna be fucking much harder for us, for sure. But like here, I've been in Austin for almost a week. It's gonna be a week tomorrow here, and fuck, the first 2 days was hard, man. I came in, got some rolls in with Nick Rod, like did 3 rounds nonstop. 10 minutes, 3 rounds. Craig Jones, all these guys, and I'm just dead, man. So to me, it's like cold plunge, just getting hop in there, trying to stay in. I'm not good with the cold, but at this point, I'm just working hard to get used to it,
Right.
The cold plunge, trying to take cold showers and stuff like that, and working on what's it called, man? Keep forgetting those like big ass boots on the feet.
The recovery. Yeah, well, I don't know what those are. I know what you're talking about. Those recovery.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know what that.
I don't know what they're called.
Electric. Are they like
big ones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's always just like the world stuff, man. You just gotta convince your whole body that you're okay, and then keep going. Like I said, you try to do much, but you just go with what you get, and then take a rest day, and then try to come back stronger on the next session. Trying to stay ready, get ready for the next session. That's what I do.
We want to ask more about your training down there in a minute. But real quick before we jump to that, you're someone in the past, like when we talk to you, you speak a lot about training your mind and visualizing for these competitions. And with constantly competing at such a high level, I guess first question is, do you ever deal with any type of like a performance anxiety before you go out there? And if you don't mind sharing, what types of things mentally do you go through when you're visualizing your matches and competitions? Like when you're sitting down for these, training your mind and stuff, like what's some things that you do to help, get over that or get ready for these big competitions?
Yeah, so for me, it's just like I've been learning a lot with when it comes to this visualization, meditating, and all that stuff. And I just trying to see myself where I want to be. Trying to see myself in the pushing, like my hands being raised, or just me being like very bad sport and working my way out of it. So when I just like every possible scenario, like anything that could go wrong, anything that could go bad, just I try to like visualize it. So just to trick myself to feel like even when I'm in reality and actually in the match, so it feels like I've already been there type of thing. And so I just try to sit down quietly and just go run every scenario in my head. From when I pull guard, like when they react, or how am I gonna defend his leg locks, all the stuff, and get into that, and obviously just working my way into from a bad spot into a good pushing, stuff like that. Just go over everything. It's very hard to even to say because I can't find the right words to put them together, but I feel comfortable in those type of visualization, and I'm meditating a lot, So for me, it's just like after every morning, I sit down a little bit in the corner, what I want to do, obviously I want to win that fight. Everybody wants to do that, So what am I going to do? What I need to do, when I'm on the fight, when I step in there, what am I expecting from my opponents? All that stuff I walk through myself. I go through slowly, and when stuff didn't go away, okay, I'm in this bad spot. How am I going to get out there? And even seeing myself being super tired, but still working my way out of really bad zones, stuff like that, and I feel like the more I do that, I feel like I've already been there. It's the same thing I did with ADCC. I did a great job. It feels like even though on my debut, I already feel like I've been there before because I kind of like, okay, the crowd is going to be loud. This is going to be there. This is there, all that stuff. So just tricking myself to feel like I've already been there. And there's always going to be doubts, man. And I just try to silence those stuff. And honestly, at this point too, it's just like before, a couple of years ago, I was like, it's like, man, I'll do everything in my power to try to ignore those feelings, I used to think like, man, those high level guys, they're just like 100% confident. They don't have any doubt. They don't have any, insecurities or all that. But at this point, I just started to realize that, man, even the best of the best guys still have to deal with those stuff. They deal with the self-doubt. They deal with the, all those insecurities that was there. But, one thing I understand at this point is like, you can have those emotions. The emotion is not going to stop you from performing.
Yeah.
So I just accepted as being part of the process. All right, you're gonna feel this way a little bit. You're gonna feel this way a little bit. It's all part of that. The day comes, I'm still gonna put on the show. I'm still gonna perform, even under pressure. So I just trying to see myself having those doubts. I'm trying to see myself having those. Being those bad spots, being a little nervous, but I've still been able to put on the show. It's like every day I go to train, I'm a little nervous. And I feel like that's a good thing because it keeps you wanting to keep improving, it keeps you wanting to keep working harder, And I feel like once you start feeling that you're the guy, that's when you stop being the guy. So I just try to maintain and then do my thing and just like feel the emotions, but I don't let it stop me from doing what I got to do, I just accept it and then keep going.
Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing that, man, because I think a lot of people, deal with that no matter what level. And I think it's so important, like you said, to remember is everybody goes in with that, that those same thoughts and doubts or what, everything. So really appreciate
Sorry, I got to add one thing, having an anchor, at the end of the day, just know that, for me, it's just like I bow down, I step on the mat before I step on there, I get in that zone, I know what works for me. And necessarily what works for me is not gonna work for everybody else. But there's this thing that I do with my breathing and everything, and right before I step on the mat, and to me, it's a signal to my mind that okay, this is go time, and it doesn't matter whatever is in my way, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Win or that. So yeah, finding an anchor that's just gonna bring you whilst you're feeling the stress, the performance anxiety, all the stuff. And I think one of the main reasons, like at the highest level, is the stress too, because when you put yourself in that stressful situation, a lot of people want to get out of as fast as possible, by just having the anchor that's gonna calm you down and like understand that okay, it's go time. To me, I think that's been helping a lot too. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's great. Appreciate you sharing that stuff. But let's get to your training, because obviously you're doing some pretty unique training down there in Austin, Texas. Spending some time, I'm guessing, largely there with the B team. For people that don't know, that's Craig Jones, Nicky Rod, Nicky Ryan. What's that experience been like, man, being down there with those guys?
Man, heading into this fight, I knew some of my weaknesses that I need to work on to get ready, and what else could you go for? It was either B team or like the new wave, but I've already been competing a lot against the new wave guys, so it's only gonna make sense to try to be the B team. And for me, I'm here to just trying to go hard with the high level guys, because those are some of the top athletes in the world. Nick Rod, oh my God, this guy, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
Like a beast. I maximum respect. Usually when I go against heavyweights, I have the speed advantage, the strength, and all that stuff. He has it all, but he doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Never stops, like non-stop. And I'm like, bro, if I can go with this guy 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 3 rounds in a row, fuck, there's nobody in the world that I shouldn't be able to go against. And that's like a confidence boost. And Craig Jones, man. Craig Jones, the coolest guy, very, very nicest guy. But don't let that fool you, bro. Don't let that fool you. When you get on the mat, he's a fucking beast, like a beast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. Like, he just got one of the most smoothest jiu-jitsu, so beautiful. And a lot of people are worried about his leg locks, but bro, he's way deeper than that. He doesn't even do that much leg locks in training. It's just like legit take you down, pressure passing, and do all that stuff. Just underneath him trying to survive. I'm like, bro, you haven't even touched my legs yet. And he's not good. And it's not one thing about that. It's also the vibes, man. It's also the vibes. And at this level, for me, I never let my ego or anything like get in the way or stuff like that. I know maybe we're potentially gonna fight each other, but it doesn't mean we can't train with each other. Yeah. And to me also, I understand my weakness, even though I'm not gonna say it right now, even though most people kind of know what it is, but I understand that, and I come out here to seek for help and trying to improve that, and then trying to stay ready and go out there and put on the show. To me, that's what I do. So, and whatever I gotta do to get that advantage, I'm ready to do that.
Absolutely. Good for you, because I mean, jiu-jitsu is like a unique combat sport where it is fairly common to train with people that you might have to compete against, but good for you to recognize that and be willing, because a lot of people aren't willing to kind of humble themselves enough to go and maybe get, your ass kicked for, by some guy and being but doing it in the willingness to learn and grow. And I think that's awesome. But you kind of said it there a little bit, but we have to ask is, obviously, given their ties to the New Wave team, have they been able to help you and give you some maybe things specifically for this match with Luke?
Yeah, I mean, like some of them like already competed against Luke Griffith.
Sure.
I think Nick Rod competed against him on the EBI, I think. Yes, and for sure. And with some of the problems I have against with the leg locks and stuff like that, I've had a lot of tips, man. Like, man, Craig Jones is that guy. He'll say some things, like some little details, and he's just like, how come I never thought about that? Like, And yeah, for sure, I'm not gonna be too open about everything.
Sure, yeah, I understand.
I'm gonna go against my guy. He's probably gonna be listening to this podcast and see what I said. But
sure. Yeah,
I know the weakness. I got all the tips, and I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go, and I don't know where this is gonna go. And man, like I know the blue team, New Wave are not that team right now, but they used to be. So it's always like there's a little bit of one or two things I can always learn, and I got all the tips, man. I got all the tips, that's for sure, and that's all I can say for now.
I respect it, man. Honestly, I get it. How has Austin, Texas been? I have to ask. I have family that lives there. I've been there. So
really?
It's dude, nice. I've traveled a lot of places, and I've always said, like, there's not many places I go to where I'm like, I look around, I'm like, I could live here. Austin, Texas is definitely one of those places where I'm like, I could live here. It's a great city, man. I love it.
Man. Hey, shout out to the Midwest. I love you guys. I swear to God, I'm not leaving you up.
Don't you go leaving now. Hey, we got to keep you around here.
Man, Austin is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The weather, everything. I mean, even though it's been a fucking hard week of training, just walking around the street, the nice weather, the beautiful women everywhere. So
it's a great city and great food and like
great music.
Food, man, I've had like a tacos from the food truck, and it's been like one of the best tacos I've ever had. Yeah. And it was off a food truck. I'm like, man, this is awesome, bro. I wouldn't. Yeah, it would be nice to live out here, but not right now, I think. But yes.
Yeah, and it's slowly in America becoming like the jiu-jitsu capital of America, on the low, like quietly. So
I don't think it's quietly.
Yeah, that's a good point. Probably not now. Yeah.
No, because all the best guys are here right now. I walk into the Gold's gym, and I lived in Detroit. I'm not used to people walking up to me and like know what I had to do for real,
Yeah.
I walk in the Gold's gym and like 5 people came up to me. Oh, you Haisam Rida? Like, I'm like, yeah. It's just crazy. Because like, they were like, yeah. And I was in the sauna. Yeah, you did a Haisam Rida, right? Like, man, we just see Gordon Ryan was working in the whole food, or like they'll see Mary Galley doing some grocery shopping. So to them, it's fucking mind blowing. Like, all the best guys in jiu-jitsu you can see them working in Gold's gym or like in the Whole Foods store and stuff like that. So yeah definitely, it's Austin is the mecca of jiu-jitsu right now, and maybe San Diego, but yeah, I feel like everybody's migrating here, and I can't be missed out for so long, So every once in a while when I'm preparing for big fights like this, and especially at this level, I feel like, man, everybody's gonna a lot of eyes on me, a lot of studying. So I gotta constantly keep improving, constantly keep working on new stuff. That's the new goal. So I want to have that connection assembly B team. Obviously that's where my heart is. I'm gonna go back, work with these boys, and what I have from here. But also when I'm preparing for big fights, I think one of the team will be one of the main places to go prepare for now,
Sure.
And then get ready to go,
Yeah, well, you keep liking that Midwest cold, man. You're not going anywhere yet. You gotta keep holding it down for us.
Hoodie season, baby.
Yeah, you can't wear hoodies there. Come on,
I know. I actually love
beanies.
Wearing my
Come
hoodies.
on,
I love wearing my cold stuff. Man. I have all these big coats that I wear. I still love them. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, the first time you were here, we asked you one MMA fighter that you'd love to have the opportunity to share the mats with, and you said John Jones. Yeah. And since then, John Jones has followed you on Instagram. We like to call that the neon belly bump, so you're welcome. But I know. Well, I say we keep manifesting this thing, man. So I want to ask you, John Jones is very close to his mixed martial arts return to heavyweight. So my question is, if John Jones called you today and invited you into his camp in the lead up to, say, if it's Stipe or Francis or whoever he faces next, what is one thing you would take from your game and implement into his? If you got like maybe 6 weeks to work with him, let's say.
I think I'm obviously the distance person, I'm gonna because this guy is a hell of a wrestler. He's probably gonna fuck me up when it comes to that. Sure, I'm not too close to him. And it was more than just a follow, just so you all know.
Oh, breaking news!
I wish I could show you. Hey, I'm still freaking out from that, and it's crazy because we talked about it the other day, like who I will ever get, because I'm a huge John Jones fan. Huge. And everybody who knows me knows that. And it's like, when he followed me, and one of the DMs like, man, I finally find your Instagram. You're incredible, talented. That was his first me on his DM, and to me for a minute, it took me like 20 minutes. I couldn't open the DM. You know?
That's crazy.
He said that this is this Johnny Bones, and I I posted. I went to the search place and typed in John Jones to see if it's like the actual profile or this is the fake profile.
Yeah.
You don't want to get faked out.
Fucking, I called David. Yo, John Jones just followed me, and he didn't just follow me. He DM'd me as well. Like asking me where I'm located and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not gonna go into details, and obviously he's gonna work with Stipe. I think he's coming back soon.
Yeah.
I don't know if the fight is happening, but
sure.
One of the things he really impressed interest of having me in one of his
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that. And also, I think one of the things I'm just gonna add, he already had that good takedown. I'm just gonna add like that distance passing, like J point. I feel like if this guy can use his elbow to pin legs down, keep him down at his distance,
Yeah.
Those and other stuff to set up armbars and all that stuff, man. It's like even from the takedown potential, using underhooks to set up, front headlocks, underhooks to set up armbars or takedowns to go straight into the submission. There's a lot of tools that I feel like, and we have the same body type, same speed, athleticism. Man, I feel like I could just like copy and paste all my techniques into him.
You make that guy the heavyweight GOAT too. Jeez.
Yeah. Very good. Bro, it's like, I feel like even for now, if he just hit me up, I'm just gonna go out there and work with him for free, bro. Like, fuck, that's dope.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
And just having that, exposure, being in his corner or something like that, that's crazy. That's crazy, and I don't want to be don't worry high up an expectation, but I'm looking forward to that call, man. I'm looking forward.
It's gonna happen.
Got my number now, which is what doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Let's say it
doesn't make any sense to me, but hey, let's go. I'm excited.
So when you open that DM, I imagine nobody can tell you shit for the next like 2-3 days for sure.
Nobody. Like, yo, John Jones DM'd me. John Jones asked for my number. He said he's gonna reach out when he needs me. I'm like, yo, let's go anytime.
All right, some MMA guy in the gym starts talking crazy. You want me to call John?
Yeah.
Listen.
Let's go.
I love it.
Man. I would like to be in his corner, maybe party afterwards, after one of his wins. That would be tight too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I think that's awesome, and I really, really believe in that for you, man. It's gonna happen. It's awesome.
I'm
it's just
glad
crazy.
We manifested that, and
It's
you
crazy,
guys, like for real. Like I said, I always enjoy doing the podcast with you guys. Just giving you all the info out there. If I can help promote you in any way, let's make it happen, like for real.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate it, and you've always been so generous with your time too, man. So we thank you a lot as well. Do you guys have any more questions as it pertains to who's number one for Haisam? If not, you know how we finish these things off, man. We got to ask you the rapid fire. You're not going, no Baja Blast this time, though.
Yeah.
But
we'll save that for later.
We'll save that, yeah. What do you got? Go for it, John.
All right, so first question is free food for life or free traveling for life?
Free food.
This is a free food for life.
Yeah, that's tough, because especially now with food prices.
But then you think like one trip to Abu Dhabi or Dubai is probably like the equivalent of like 3 years food.
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
is true.
Well, maybe I'll go to Abu Dhabi. It's tough.
Would you rather have somebody call you or text you?
I would rather have them text me. I would rather have them text me. Yes, sir.
I'm like that too, unless it's something I feel like I can talk through real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it's like super emergency, because I've always like feel that anxiety when I get phone calls. Like, oh shit, what the fuck is happening? When you text me, it's like, okay, let's go. And then if you need to talk or something that's easier to talk quicker on the phone, then I'll go for it. But if you just call me like that, I'm like, man, to me, especially in Japan, it's a culture of like people don't just call each other like that. It's more like,
sure.
Like, hey, even friends who like, hey, are you free to talk now on phone? That's that type of thing.
Right.
Just like getting a call out of nowhere, signal that there's some shit going down. And I feel like here it's not like that. People just call each other right away. And like, man, I'd rather have you text me first. Just give me a heads up or something.
Sometimes you got to forward the call and text them like, hey, man, what you need?
Yeah, exactly. or let the phone ring and then after it's done, like, yo, did you call type of thing?
Right. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. What was your favorite snack as a kid?
Favorite snack as a kid? I would say, what was that? Like, there's this All right, maybe I was still a kid when I was in Japan, so I love the Kit Kats, man. The Kit Kat chocolates. We were just talking about that yesterday.
Good
Actually,
Kit
yeah.
Kat, man. Can't beat
Yeah.
that. All right.
So they're not anything different. They just call them Kit Kat over there. Like it's the same thing.
I
Kind
think
of.
they have different flavors.
But it's
though.
more like a Japanese accent. Tokato.
Okay. Is there anything like specific to Japan or even Ghana that you can't get here that you miss, like that you used to eat or something?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Is there something specific that you used to eat as a kid in Ghana or Japan, either one that you can't get here in the U.S., like you haven't had in a while?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of food I haven't had in a while.
Yeah.
When I was in Ghana, I moved to Japan. There's some of my favorite food, just like you just can't find it. And even though my mom was there, she was trying her best to make some stuff. Some ingredients she just couldn't find and couldn't make it. And
Yeah.
There's some food just I haven't had in so long. And from Japan to here too as well, there's a lot of stuff. Even when the stuff that I get is just like, last night we went out, had this Korean barbecue. It was all you could eat, man. Me, Nick Rod.
That's why you're a heavyweight. We get it.
Yeah.
Me, Nick Rod, and another dude who was like a 260-pound guy. His name is Vinny. He's like 6'7". I feel like we put the restaurant overweight, bro. We just kept going and going. And we were just talking about this there was this one guy who visited Japan, and we were talking about this like the proper yake ramen. It's called the yake ramen, the tonkatsu. It's like, when you made this like from the animal broth to use it. And I haven't had a proper one since I moved here. And I have friends recommend like, man, this ramen shop is good, this and that. Oh, you want tonkatsu? They do tonkatsu here. And like, I'll go and sit down and.
It's not the same.
I mean, it's okay, but it's nothing close to what I used to have. So those stuff I really miss a lot when it comes to food. But also career-wise, though, here's the best for sure.
Oh yeah.
Your next question is: build a perfect lunch. You can have any sandwich, any bag of chips, and any drink. What are you going with?
Any sandwich, huh?
Yep. So that could be PB&J. That could be like a ham and cheese. Any type of sandwich.
Yeah, I will go with the was that one I had like the other day? Let's just go with a peanut butter sandwich, man. Like that's another thing that I just got on after moving to America. It's so good, so simple.
Have you done peanut butter and banana sandwich?
Oh, I haven't done that.
That's a hitter.
Peanut butter and honey. Have you done that?
Peanut butter honey. I'll do peanut butter honey and banana.
Yeah.
And a banana. Throw that on there, man.
Shit. Okay. I'm just gonna try that.
Try it. Hit us up. Let us know.
Yeah. Okay. For sure. All right. For sure.
Go ahead, John.
Sure. I'm in for that.
All right. For your next one, I have a question for you. Would you qualify a hot dog as a sandwich or a taco?
I would say a sandwich. Yeah, it's more closer to a sandwich than a taco. Yeah, I would say a sandwich.
It's a hot button issue out here.
I don't know. Is that a thing? What does the most people think about that?
I think it's weird because it's open ended.
I don't know.
It's
a hot dog to me.
It's kind of like a sandwich.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a taco.
Taco's gotta be more like a. Yeah, like is that the buns they call it? The bread is much more thicker because I know tacos are more thin. So yeah, I would say it's more like sandwich than a taco. Yeah, for sure.
All right. What's your favorite cartoon or anime?
You ever seen the Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. I'm not huge into that, but like the 1, 2, and 3, that's my favorite all time. Yeah, for sure.
Did anime ever? Did you catch, living in Japan especially? Did you ever get on that anime train?
In early days I did. But then I got introduced to I moved into my coach's house, and then I just lose everything.
Good for you, Haisam. Good for you.
Fan.
We don't need
my brother is a fucking geek when it comes to that. Like
I love him.
That's this guy over here. Yeah.
Early days I was into One Piece. I was into Naruto. All those like Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Yeah.
I watched those, but I didn't get so deep into it. I just started drilling every day after school instead of watching TV.
Good for you.
Have you attended a college football game yet?
Nope, I haven't. I would love to.
Being up there in Michigan, I highly suggest.
Michigan, Ohio State. Yeah, I feel like you have to go to that one.
I don't know if it was last year. This is a funny story. So I didn't know Michigan State. There was a Michigan State, and then what's the other one?
Michigan State, yeah.
And the Michigan, is that what it is?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought it was the same thing. It was the same school.
Oh, don't say that out loud.
Yeah.
When they go against each other, it's like crazy rivalry going on.
Yeah.
State and Michigan, and there's like, I think, was it last year or early this year? I remember they had a game, and everybody from people were just picking sides, and I'm like, they kept talking about it, and they're like, "Yo, Michigan is playing today. I'm excited. Let's go blue!" And then all of a sudden, Michigan State is going. So I kept getting confused. I'm like, "Yo, who are they going against?" And they say Michigan. I'm like, what the fuck? Who are they going against? I'm like, Michigan. Like, yo, yeah, but Michigan against who? They're like, Michigan State. I'm like, yeah, is it the same state we'll be talking about? And then I just find out like they had the blue and the green. I'm like, oh man, is it just like supposed to be the same people?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I just learned out about that one, and I know there's a big rivalry going on. But hey,
just to put it into perspective, they had a game yesterday, and Michigan State players jumped a Michigan player in the tunnel after Michigan State lost. So that's how real that is.
Yeah, it's serious.
I didn't even know they were playing yesterday.
Yeah, it's definitely, but you should definitely go. The environment there is crazy.
Yeah, one thing I want to see is I've seen the Detroit Pistons play multiple times. It's like one of my favorite stuff to do. I haven't seen a baseball game. I haven't seen a football game. Those are on my list to go check out. So that's for sure. But
live hockey is like, go to a Red Wings game too if you can. Seeing hockey live is so fun.
Good fights.
Yeah, and there's good fights usually.
I would like to see that too. Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
I get a lot of recommendations to check out the Red Wings. I think they are the only good Michigan team left right now. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so if you had to compare your grappling style to a superhero, which one would it be?
Hey, I'm the Captain Ghana. I don't think I'm on my own superhero.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh man, who like?
I think your answer was perfect.
Yeah,
I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
I think you just leave it there.
You saw my costume for ADCC with the black star in the chest.
Yeah, I like the Captain Ghana.
You got the super soldier feel to you. I get it.
I love it.
Or maybe because it's much closer, I'll say what's it called, the Black Panther then?
Oh yeah.
Because of Wakanda.
Yeah, I could see that one
There
for
it is.
sure.
Yeah.
If you could have one celebrity in your corner for your next match, who would you want it to be? I'm thinking Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, maybe Barack Obama, maybe just any random celebrity that you think would just be fun to have in your corner.
Any like celebrity, it doesn't matter if they're fighter or
Doesn't
not.
matter.
John Jones, right?
Yeah, fuck. I'll go.
I mean,
like let's go. I mean, like, he's not just gonna be in my corner. He knows he probably can be useful.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, the last one's not a question. It's just a statement. And I want to say, for every time you hit Neon Belly in your next match, it'll count for 3 seconds that Nathan and Brandon will stare into each other's eyes uninterrupted on the next podcast. So, not to say you need to spam it, but if you can get like 2 of them, it's going to be really great to see them staring into each other's eyes for 6 seconds at least.
I'm afraid if I look too long, I might like turn to stone or
Yeah,
something.
That's what I'm saying. The visuals are going to be great, but that's all I got for you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, fuck, I still have to send that video. You guys remind me, man.
We're gonna do it, man. I feel like we're getting close. I still have this like funky work thing, so we still want to come up. So I almost feel like we just do it in person at this point.
Yeah,
exactly. That would be cool too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
or maybe just to have that in to put you guys. To make you guys come, I guess,
Yeah.
So I'm not going to send it to you.
Yeah. Hold it hostage. That's fine.
There you go.
Come find out.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Well, Haisam, as usual, man, we cannot thank you enough for the time, and good luck, man. We're excited. We'll be watching.
I really appreciate it all the time, man. And then I look forward for me putting on the show. You already know when I get out there. Win or lose, doesn't matter. Gonna be excited, that's for sure.
Absolutely. There he is, Haisam Rida. See you guys later.
Appreciate you. Peace.
Oh, thank you.